Hi everyone, I'm Karen MacNeil, author of the Wine Bible and CEO of Wine Speed. In life, it's said that timing is everything, and that's absolutely the case for Napa Valley's 2024 vintage, a vintage that was fast and furious. It was also, winemakers say, a textbook year for Napa Valley. Why? Well, I asked a number of winemakers to give us their insights. Fast started in the spring, said Steve Mathiasen, co-owner of Mathiasen Vineyards. And in 2024, spring was ideal. Thanks to the copious rain the vineyards received in the winter of 2023, the vines were perfectly primed and ready to kickstart 2024. Vineyards all over the valley were ripening with extraordinary balance right from the start, said Mathiasen. You could almost feel the flavor intensity building. After that fantastic spring, what happened next was kind of lucky. 3 heat spikes ensued. But as it turns out, all heat spikes are not created equal. Christy Melton, winemaker for Freemark Abbey, explained that everything depends on when heat occurs.
So the wonderful thing about the 2024 vintage was it was a warm year, but the timing of the heat is what was critical. Most of our heat came at the end of June and July when the vines were most resilient, so it didn't really have any negative effects. After that, we had a nice, lovely ripening season right up until harvest. We normally get a heat wave at Labor Day, but that didn't happen this year. So the vines were really able to ripen in their own wonderful time. We got a little bit of heat at the end of harvest as well, but once again, most of our fruit had come in, and so the wines are tasting fresh, fruit forward with great tannin structure.
Winemaker Ryan Knopf of Joseph Phelps Vineyards echoed Melton's thoughts, explaining that heat early in the growing season helps acclimate the vines, prepare them so that they can handle any subsequent heat well throughout the season. Of course, Napa's winemakers know a thing or two about heat and ripening curves, and also now how to fine-tune viticultural practices to optimize wine quality. Vineyards are cared for especially meticulously these days, with an eye towards soil health and protective canopies in order to preserve freshness in the wine while maximizing flavor intensity. One of the surprises of the vintage was how incredibly fast the fermentations occurred. Christy Melton said that no one knows exactly why that happened in 2024, except that the grapes were, in her words, healthy, happy, and ready to go. Mathiasen agreed. Right from the first pump overs, it was just a super intensely flavored vintage, he said. It's never easy to characterize a vintage when it's young, but every winemaker I talked to was really high on 2024. It's brooding, dark, and mysterious, said Graham McDonald, consulting winemaker for brand Napa Valley, Blanquette Estate, and Gandona Estate. The wines have a ton of density, Michael Baldacci, winemaker for Baldacci Vineyards in the Stag's Leap district, agreed. In 2024, he said, you get that Napa Valley signature, wines of deep concentration, a full mid-palate, and a big finish. For Corey Empting, winemaker for Harlan and Bond, the texture of the wines was also exemplary.
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly the vintage has a certain charm to it. There are kind of these extra textural layers that I think exist compared to the previous vintages, but there's this infusion in the wines that we've worked with of this kind of acidity and energy that I think will keep them kind of buoyant and evolving well.
Ryan Knopf also found the 2024s to have great energy. He summed up the vintage well when he said,
the 2024 vintage is tasting exceptional. I'm seeing a lot of energy, some nice density and power to the wines. Tannin profile is excellent. And I really actually love the acidity and freshness that also comes with the wines. You know, we picked a bit on the earlier side, picking a lot of our premier lots in mid to late September, kind of into a little bit of October, but I'm really excited for what 2024 has to offer.
I'm Karen MacNeil. Thanks for watching.